It is to magnify your job loss above God. It is to magnify your difficulty to get another job above God. It is to magnify the fact that you're not having children fast enough, and you are hungry and thirsty for the babies like Karabo. You are broody. You want to have babies. And if you can't have them, you want to die, or you are living in squalor, you're used to these plush apartments, and now you're living in a shack at the back of your mother's house. It is basically using your life condition to justify or substantiate why you should go. Whereas the Lord has prepared a table for us in the presence of our enemies, and before as we get into heaven, he has also prepared for us a place in our Father's house where there are many mansions. And you don't get to just go and inherit your mansion. Like, you don't get to just throw in your towel. The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. You don't get to just stop working in the kingdom and like basically skip the queue of everybody that's entering into heaven because they got a heart attack, or because they got a brain aneurysm, they got into a car accident, they got into a plane crash. Here are these numbers just flooding into heaven, and some who broke into, yeah, hallelujah. Mutwatengi has been in a plane crash. Like David Wilkerson worked all the way to the end of his life, got into a car crash at like a ripe old age, died that horrific death, and then was like, oh, I was expecting to be at Times Square Church next Sunday. I guess not. We're here. David Wilkerson arrives in heaven in 2014 when he passed away. And then God was like there. I was like on some, no, David, before you deal with the Father, I want to come. And God still had to go and be like David. Literally give the gospel, evangelize, go and like edify women for Jesus, be the helper suitable of some excellent minister of God. And God was like, no, I got tired, eh? David, I guess I'm like, I'm skipping the queue. Because like God gets it, he sees that I was really just going through it. God gets it. And then the Lord will be like, Martin Luther was martyred. Garabo Peter was hung upside down on a cross. Remember those Christians in the Colosseum that got eaten by lions? What are you doing here? What are you doing? Like, you were I was gonna, and then he would likely show me a chart of when I was gonna have my first baby. Let me go back one step. When I was going to meet my man, when I was going to get married, when we were going to have our first child, what our ministry would have looked like, what my participation or contribution to his ministry would have looked like, what I would have started on my own for women, how many children I was going to have, at what ages I was going to adopt some of them, how many of them, would then go on right ahead to, in and of themselves, become gospel preachers, how many of them would become presidents. You know how some kids of Jonathan Edwards were presidents. Like, the Lord would then show me what would have been, and how it is that I just decided that I'm going to stop doing that. And so basically all of those kids that were supposed to be born and give the gospel and whoever they might have reached for Christ, not on the earth anymore. No.